That was my Strahd voice when I ran Curse of Strahd.
You know, the only problem I have is that when you're doing that, the only thing I can think of is, okay, start counting. One. Two.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
Do not say blah, blah, blah.
And that...
You're coming through clear on both platforms.
Okay, wait.
And you're coming through clear on both platforms, and we can hear us, so...
Alright.
You're good.
Good. Blah, blah, blah.
Strahd is the voice of Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yugi, my boy. You do realize that Curse of Strahd is basically Dracula if run in Scooby-Doo.
Five viewers. It's sorry, that was on TikTok. Yeah, our Curse of Strahd game. Let's see, they get to Barovia. They decide not to go to anywhere near Strahd. They decided to investigate the area. The first invitation, they're like, "Fuck you, no, we're not going." He shows up 2 or 3 times, and they're like, "No, we're not going anywhere near you. We're done." So they roam all over the place. And every time, you know, there's that section in there, I don't know if y'all have played it, but there's a section in there where you're supposed to turn and they see corpses of themselves. Well, they ended up going by that section like 12 times. And they're like, "Oh, let me guess, it's a corpse of me," you know? Anytime there was a box or a corpse, they're like, "Ha, I'm in that box, I bet you I'm in that box." It's
Okay.
just sad.
Now that you're on,
Now that I'm on.
Say this.
Uh-oh.
Everybody on Twitch, please remember that you can subscribe with your Prime subscription, just like I just did.
Yes. Because if you're not going to use your Prime subscription, we will. So, it's
$50 in gift cards?
Yeah, what?
Can you use a $50 gift card?
I can use a lot of things. I'm not sure what I would use it on, but I'll use it.
I'll put it toward the new computer.
Put it towards the new computer. That's exactly what it'll get used for.
I was going to say, I'll send it to you later, because we have a program called the CHAMP program for training coordinators, and I'm both training coordinators in my restaurant, so I run the entire thing. I got my 2 letters, and they sent me 2 $25 gift cards, but I never shop on Amazon. So.
Oh, that'll definitely go towards that PC.
Oh, you forgot to change the name on Twitch.
You forgot to remind me. That's my excuse. You have one job, sir. One job.
One job. Hey, you don't want anymore.
It is always Frank's fault.
It's
One job, one opportunity. Blah, 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 rest of that song.
Yeah, that was an awesome video the other day.
Which one?
Since it's the top of the live, do you want to do your bit now and then?
Good night, everyone. Go forth and roll some dice. Is that the bit you're talking about?
Do you want to do your entire run of Patreon? And
Yeah. Let me change the name real quick.
Okay.
Because now that I've got Twitch open, everything is starting to lag.
Yeah, we need to get
Except for TikTok.
I just remembered we needed to do that checklist, so I'm actually going to make a checklist for us.
Right. That's not the one. That's the one.
So have you thought of your revenge for all of those videos that people sent you yet?
I've got a couple of things that I'm contemplating.
I saw your warning, and then I saw the video, so I had to add to it by sending it to you.
The one that got me the most was that damn guy singing, "Fuck me if you love me," and I was like, okay, what am I getting sent? And then all of a sudden it goes into the Rickroll. I was like, you motherfuckers!
Let's see, change title to soundtrack.
Heyo, who's it? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everyone. I'm doing all right today. This week is going to be a very, very, very busy week for me.
Thank you, Techie Blue, for the subscription.
Thank you. Excuse me.
Let's see, schedule updates, then, our... I swear my brain is with me.
I'm doing good today. Like I said, this is going to be a busy, busy week. Apparently, I figured out I don't have a day off this week.
Uh-oh.
Yep, I am. I've got live tonight. We're doing Black Door tomorrow. Got Chaotic Rollers Wednesday. I have the approved players on Thursday. Have Order of the Scale on Friday, and then I have the homebrew that that we're playtesting on Saturday, and then I have my home game on Sunday. And then I have
And then you start it all over.
And then the Black Door, and then the Chaotic Rollers, and then I have a night off. So if y'all don't see me on TikTok very often this week, it's because I ran out of time. Because my
If you do, it's probably because Cerberus reminded him to advertise for that night.
Yeah. Oh, welcome to the live. I know. This is what we do on live. We talk and BS. That's really it. I will definitely take care of myself. Something will give. One of these games may be horribly bad, or it may just be a shopping episode. All right, y'all are going to the next shop. You've got to find the golden mushroom, and it's hidden in one of the shops in town.
Let's see, it's schedules, it's sponsors, and then,
All right, well, let's start with the schedule. While I'm thinking about the schedule, this is going to look weird for those of y'all that are just watching on Discord and just watching on TikTok, but over here, there's nothing there. I'm already tired. I need to go to sleep. On our Twitch channel, you would see that Monday nights we do the live Q&A. Tuesday nights we do the Black Door, a group of assassins. Wednesday nights, I head over to the Chaotic Rollers and play. I actually play. Thursday nights are usually off, but this Thursday is the last Thursday of the month, so I do an approved player game where we have our approved players from our Patreon, which I'll get to more information on that. They have their game. And then on Friday night is the Order of the Scale, which is based out of our Discord channel. And I believe this is the last Friday of the month. So this Order of the Scale game will be a specific group from the Order called Yuri's Blade. A specific squad within the game, made up of basically the DMs from the Discord channel. And like I was talking about the approved players, that's something you can get from our Patreon account, where we have a Patreon, and it's used to supply equipment and giveaways. Giveaways like this set of dice, which needs to get mailed out sometime this week if I have an actual day off from work. Ooh, I forget I have work days off. That'll allow me to come up with something. So this was won by one of our Discord members. I have like a bunch of dice coming in from a friend of ours, demondice.ca. You can find them on Instagram at demondice.tom, T-O-M. And he's our dice supplier. One of our other suppliers is... Well, I have to find it. What is it? That's not it. That's a Trisket. Okay.
That's a Trisket.
That's a Trisket.
I just tossed the checklist up.
Okay.
So we can all remind him.
Thank you. So, also, one of our other friends is Freeze from Freeze Productions, and he made this little box here with the emblem from our Black Door game, and it is a screw top dice holder. And I put dice. It does not come with dice. You have to supply your own dice. I decided to supply my
really cool dice.
I like it. It's not just going to pop open on you. It screws down. Nice and tight.
That plus it's a test.
Huh?
If that plus it's a test. If you get impatient unscrewing it, you're obviously drunk.
There you go. And if you so, not only is this just a holder for your dice, the lid can be used as a miniature dice tray. Isn't that amazing?
Ooh.
Oh.
I just learned something new about it, and I love.
I was actually thinking about getting one this month.
They're quite nice.
That's what I was using it for during our game last week.
It's quite nice. I put my metal dice in there because I wanted to give it some heft when I throw it at somebody.
Well, I'm glad I don't play in person with it.
No, my kids play in person.
Oh, Jesus! Shut up!
That's enough. They are way too clever for their own good, or too clever for my good.
That one.
That one. You said that right when I picked the tab I was going to close. I wasn't sure if you were talking about which tab I needed to close. I got to go to the list. I forgot what's next.
Yeah, I added something that needs to be added to it.
That was already done. Going back to our Patreon. So, on our Discord channel, most of you only see the basics on there, but a few special individuals can actually see that there's a couple extra channels on there that only they have access to. And that would be our Parliament members. Now, there are actually 3 levels of the Parliament. One of them is the NPC level, which gives you access to Parliament. And what Parliament is, it allows you, when we have stuff we discuss in our council, it will, if we need to vote on things to vote on, we throw it into the Parliament, And the Parliament actually makes decisions. They also get to suggest things. We'll take Parliament suggestions before we take other people's suggestions. And that's at a $3 level. You become a Parliament member, plus you get early access to all of the homebrew stuff that Tormy comes up with, because he's our homebrew individual when it comes to classes and races and things of that nature. He can spit out a class in 30 minutes or less. We're going to challenge him on that. That might be something we do later tonight. We will challenge him to create a new class and race before the end of the night.
Not a full class. A full class takes me time.
Nope, full class. That's it. You've already been challenged. And that is
Hey, Tormy, it's the Olympics. Drive harder.
Drive harder.
It usually takes me about 2 to 3 hours to do a full class, because I also come up with at least 3 subclasses for it.
Yeah, that's just, I'm just hearing excuses. That is only at a $3 level. If you would like to help us out for $3 a month, we would appreciate it. Again, all of this goes to helping things out. And then there's you also get to add in give me just an NPC name that I will randomly draw, like a list of NPC names. There's a channel just for you to drop your NPC names in there as a Parliament member. Then at the $10 level, you get all of that. Plus you get the shopkeeper level, which allows you to give me, you don't just give me a name, you give me an NPC with backstory, whole 9 yards, that I will pull up and use in one of the games. Basically something that the players will see multiple times. Somebody that they will run into a lot. And then you have the approved player level. Now that's the level that gives you all of the above. Plus I run a game, you get a guaranteed one game at least once a month. Now if you come to the Discord and jump into everything else, you'll have the chance to play in multiple games. But I guarantee to run one for you once a month. And then there's one other level on there, and I call it the Elon Musk. So Elon, this one's for you. If you ever think about it, it's just a measly $50,000 a month, and I will run a game anywhere, anytime. And that's all I will do for the rest of my life. What else? Oh yeah, we've got the merchandise.
Some great shirts.
We have some T-shirts, and we have some coffee mugs, and we're working on getting some more art and stuff. Which should be coming very, very soon, from what I'm told, like within hours or days. All of that stuff, all this money that's collected through all this, some of it's going to go to get me a better equipment for me, and then our other DMs that are working on this and doing different things here, so we can actually provide better content. Some of it's
10-minute pickups that make us have to restart our freaking computers.
Yeah, I'm running all this on an all-in-one, and so when I open up one browser window to Twitch, everything starts to lag. So all of that goes to getting better equipment, and just all around better equipment. And then the next another large chunk of it is going for giveaways, dice giveaways, like the BBEG, the big box extreme giveaway, which once I hit 11,000 followers will be the start of the new BBEG. What will I add to the box? And there will not be just modules in there. I have found some really cool stuff to add to the box. Some really cool stuff that is D&D related, but not directly Dungeons and Dragons gameplay. Some really cool stuff. There might be some T-shirts thrown in there. There might be some coffee. There's don't tell them what's going to go in the new box. That's going to be fun. Seth Brewer, I don't know who you are, but we're accepting you in. Hi, Seth.
DM, what's going on?
How are you doing?
I am doing great, man. Fellow nerd, just jumping on live, trying to vibe and have a good time. I was actually, I saw AMDM, I saw the DM, and I wanted to ask a couple of questions, man, because
ask away.
I'm pretty new. I'm new to D&D.
Okay.
I actually I don't like talking about it, but I did some prison time, and that's where I started playing Magic again. I play Magic pretty frequently, and I learned to play D&D in there, and I had a great time. My first character was a dwarf. I had a blast. Then I was a half-orc shaman, and we did the Star Wars D&D, and I was a dark side adept. So I've dabbled a little bit, but first thing I wanted to ask, how do you feel about the crossover?
From Magic the Gathering to okay.
Oh, did you see? Have you got to see the new crossover set of cards we've got? So I have to turn my fan down because it's like a wind tunnel in my room right now. No, I was talking about the MTG crossover we just did. It's called the Forgotten Realms. Are you hip?
I have seen it. I don't play Magic the Gathering myself because I haven't played it since it first came out. But
Right.
once I saw somebody on TikTok open up a collector pack, and I went to my local game store and to start pricing them out, so I could probably get some of them.
Yeah, I popped a couple myself. That's Lolth the Spider Queen. I was so happy to get her. I'm a huge R.A. Salvatore fan. In fact, right now on Audible, I'm listening to The Companions. I haven't heard it in a long time. I'm a Drizzt fan all the way. I love that stuff, but I was thinking about starting a campaign at home. My wife is interested. My sons are interested. I don't know how properly to DM.
Start small. Start with and this is advice to anybody, because I'm also streaming on Twitch and everything else. So this is advice to anybody who's wanting to start running a game. Start small town, get you just that figured out. And just figure that out on your first session. Bullet point your second session, and barely give yourself an idea of what's going to happen on session 3. That way, when you're done with session 1, you fill out session 2, you bullet point session 3, and you get a vague idea for session 4. And just build it up slowly. Take notes of what NPCs, the names, because there's a lot of times your characters are going to go back and go, what was that guy's name at that shop? Just write down their name and write down where the characters know them from. And as long as you have that, you can easily pull that back up.
What set do you recommend somebody starting off? What version do you recommend buying?
I recommend getting in and starting with the D&D Beyond. DndBeyond.com, because you can make characters on there. You can run the game from there. You got access to all the monsters. You get the basic game for free. With a subscription, you get access to other stuff. And there's a lot of homebrew on there and a lot of stuff on there. Highly recommend that. As for starting adventure, the Lost Mines of Philander or the Dragon Spire, the Ice Spire.
Write this down.
D&D Beyond is also good because you can get your books off there.
Yeah, you can also get all your books digital on D&D Beyond.
Nice.
So it's all, and whatever books you purchase on D&D Beyond. See, I have the subscription, so I can share all of my books with my players. So if I have a book, so one person gets all the books, they can share it to everybody who they run a game for. So all that content they'll be able to use.
That's pretty neat. I want to show you something pretty interesting, since you say you don't get a chance to play Magic the Gathering. They were cool enough to give us these oversized artifact cards, and these are pre-mapped dungeons that we have to roll through. These are the coolest.
That's why I went down there and started looking at my local game store. I mean, my kids play, but I haven't been into the game since it started.
Right, like you were playing alpha, beta, and stuff like that.
Well, at that time, I was the only one out of my friend group that was living on their own. So my friends still had disposable income because they were still living at home with their parents. I didn't. That kind of burned me out of the game when that's the first pay-to-play setting I'd come across.
Pay highly to play too. Like, people don't understand that. Somebody on here inspired me to do it. Like, when I go to my LGS, if I have enough to buy 10, 15, 20 packs to pop or something, I'll leave one or two there and tell them, if you get a new player, specifically a new player that doesn't have a lot of money that's coming in to buy 1, 2 packs, just give them this and don't tell them who it's from. Just say, hey, another nerd said,
Pass it along.
have a good time on that.
That's a good idea. Okay. Marcus Moore, yes. To get in the approved player game, you have to go to the Patreon link, which is up there in the bio.
All right. Well, man, it's gonna be fun to do this for me too, because like I listen to D&D Storytime. I don't know if you ever get a chance to do that on YouTube, that YouTube channel. It's just people recounting stories that their DMs have run them through situations. And I heard one last night that changed my life. It made me teary-eyed at a few points, and at a few points I was so uncomfortable. Like I was in the shower listening to it. I wanted to get out of the shower because even that wasn't getting me clean enough for what they had done in the town. Seriously, I'll give you a real brief synopsis. So these people go into this town, and everybody in the town is acting strange. They find 3 zombie orcs when they come in. They have to kill them over this bridge. It's a terrible fight. They almost lose their cleric, right? They get into the town. Everybody in the town is super friendly. The women are super sexual and, like, coming on to the men in the party and the women. And their main crop there is something called, like, corpse wheat or something. And it only grows if watered by human blood and buried on burial grounds. And they had been given this mission to go through this town by this lord, and he'd given them something called, I'll use a magic term because I can't remember it, Phyrexian marching powder, cocaine. And they do it to help them get there in a quicker fashion. Well, when they get there, they figure out that, like, these townspeople, or they're possessed, and the whole town, the cleric does an evil check, and, like, it's off the charts. They end up slaughtering everybody in the town, man. And long story short, it's terrible because they're like these boneless, awful things, and there's children coming after them. And they leave the town, and they said they were all so just ew by the situation. They didn't play for 3 months. Well, they came back, and their DM, in a really rhythmic fashion, to this music, started telling them this story again over. They had started a new campaign, it seemed like. And what had happened is they got to that town, and they found it burnt and destroyed, and people swoon everywhere, like crazy markings painted on the walls. And what they had done is they had taken this drug, and they had eaten some of this wheat and didn't remember doing it. And they slayed an entire town of, like, normal, everyday people. They murdered them viciously. Wow. And they said that the initial game had screwed them up, but to learn what they had done at the end when their DM was screaming it at them, trying to get to understand the fragility of life and what they had done, like, that made me, like, I have to play D&D. Why the hell am I not doing this? These people are screwing their lives up. I want to be a part of this.
Not all stories are quite that bad.
No, I mean, there's some really great, wholesome ones about goblins, coming to live in a human town and be artificers and medicine men, and there's cute stuff, too, but there's that right there, though, just such a, because I'm a horror movie fan, and that really screwed up Guillermo del Toro kind of moment that they had.
All right, if you're a horror movie fan, the one game you're going to want to play is Curse of Strahd.
Everybody I know that plays D&D is like, don't play Curse of Strahd.
If you're
my favorite Magic the Gathering set's in a Strahd, and it's all vampires and werewolves and the undead, and I need to be a part of that. So Curse of Strahd seems like I like where I would be at.
It's a campaign from level 1 to level 10. So you could run
Curse of Strahd. I'm thinking I'm going to jump in.
That would be the one I think you would have the most fun with.
Yeah, I'm really into that. Like, I was so excited I pulled a Lost Spider Queen, a Black Dragon, and the Ebon Death Dracolich and stuff, and like, I'm building a zombie deck right now around them. It's super great. I've got some Driders and stuff. It's fun. But I really appreciate you giving me the tips and stuff, man. I just wanted to jump on live and get my analytic up a little bit. I appreciate the convo. I have to go now make sure my children aren't strangling each other and they're quietly playing MTG Arena and not destroying my home.
Understandable. All right.
Good luck.
And I love your lives and love your content, man. You're awesome.
Thank you.
It was great to be on live with you.
Thank you. Well, have a good one.
All right. You too.
All right. So and we're back.
You got through pretty much the entire list. Did we want to do a giveaway tonight for dice if we get to 50 across all three platforms?
If we can get to 50 across all 3 platforms, I will do a giveaway of dice. I don't know where that dice pack went, but I was going to say, this is the dice you'll be getting. I haven't given it away.
So, like disappeared.
There it is. This is the last set of dice I have. Focus.
Well,
shiny Matt
Ross.
Focus.
Click sound.
Alright. What is going on with my camera?
Focus. 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 Oh my.
The camera's not working.
Get a bigger hammer.
Alright, let's turn it off. And turn it back on again. Hey! It's amazing what those tech things you learn. If it doesn't work, you just turn it off and turn it on again.
The easiest way.
Remember when I was doing the stick, we were taught first lesson. If it doesn't work, if the customer says it doesn't work, ask them, have you tried turning it off and back on again?
I understand that coming from the tech point of view, from an IT point of view, because 99% of the people are either going to tell you yes they did and they didn't, or they're going to just not do that. But I know enough to turn it off and turn it on again. I know there's that checklist that IT has to go through, but I get so frustrated having to go through that checklist.
Unfortunately, because of the people who don't, are telling they.
Yeah, I turned it off.
I have to tell when I'm training new people for our IT, and it's, look, they lie to us all the time. We still have to go ahead and have them try and do these things to see if we can get it working. We can't just automatically replace stuff that doesn't need to be replaced.
When was the last time you defragged your computer? Oh, a couple of days ago. The computer hadn't been turned off in 3 years. It's...
Yep.
Yeah, I've dealt with those types of people, so I understand, but it's still frustrating when you've done everything you possibly can do and know the problem's not on your end.
I liked watching. There was a TikTok that I watched that this guy was like the best tickets that you get, and it showed he got a critical ticket that came through. Someone wanted a battery for their mouse because they wouldn't use the touchpad.
Yeah.
So he's like, low priority, back of the line.
And that person's probably got a degree and makes a shit ton more money than I'll ever see.
You know what's funny is I had a professor who was a professor of computer sciences at the local community college, and he was teaching basically at the point that you get your own doctorate, you basically can get any other degree with, because you have your basics down. You don't have to take any more psychology. You don't have to take any more, anything. You've got a doctorate. So you basically go in there and you take what they call the slim course. So he got his in computer science because he thought, oh, I like computers, I'm like, okay. And he's sitting there and he calls me into his office one day and he says, "You're a technician, right?" Yeah. He says, my rollerball, and he used a rollerball, isn't working. And I sat there and I took a look at it. I made sure it was plugged in. And I sat there and I said, I said, okay, well, here, let me sit down. And I noticed that when I move it, it would go like this. So I reached over, pulled out the ball, which is basically a cue ball from pool, right? Set it on his desk, sat there, pulled up the thing, and there was just like literally a 3 millimeter round of dust everywhere in there. I just pulled it out like this and set it down on his desk. Put the ball back in there and just started rolling around. It was like, and I said, you gotta clean this, right? This is the same guy I had gotten into an argument because he said that in binary there are 3 settings. I'm like, no, there are only 2 settings in binary. There's on and there's off. There's no in between. He says, well, there's on, there's off, and there's non-existent. That's the same as off. I don't have a doctorate in biology. That doesn't give you special dispensation to be a smart man in computers, because you're not.
Yeah.
By the way, whenever you want to do the NNN, I'm ready. I've got some items over here.
Oh, well, let's go ahead and do the NNN. What the NNN is Enigma's nostalgic
Nook.
Okay.
So we're gonna see some old school game stuff here.
You guys remember? Long time ago.
In the before time.
Yes, in the before times. There were something called player records.
What?
These are from the 80s. These are not hand done, but they're digitally printed via basically someone on their TRS-80 making pre-Photoshop stuff and everything else like that. And you've got your player records, experience, everything else like this. This character is probably 30 years old now. Oh, I'm sorry, both of the players. There's 2 players. But yeah, I pulled these out, was taking a look at them, and this was back when you only had the 4 classes. Fighters, magic users, thieves, and clerics. Oh, and illusionists. There were 5 illusionists. We don't have illusionists anymore, do we?
No. And the best
I
illusion.
mean, illusion wizard.
Yeah. Like I said, remember me telling you about my friend who handmade me a module and everything? Yeah, it's called the Challenge of Top Row. This is it. And this is his work. He even signs it. He's an actual artist that goes through this stuff. Let me see here if I can. Where is the... there it is. I have no problem showing this to... I'm not going to be using this ever again. But yeah, and this was done before the age of computers, home computers. Matter of fact, we had to drag him kicking and screaming into the age of computers in 2005. He still didn't have it. So all of this is typed up on a typewriter or art hand done. So there's that one. And then we have another item that's going to be coming to the... Lee's going to have a fun one with this one. Let me see here.
Comment from TikTok on the player records. The problem with those were that people could do the records but not play D&D worth a damn.
Yeah. Okay. Y'all ready for something really special? Here we have the original competitor to Dungeons and Dragons, called the Arduin Grimoires. This is Welcome to Skull Town. And the greatest thing about this is, let me see if I can find one of the pages that has it. Some of these, I mean, all of these were literally typed up on a typewriter and photocopied. As you can see, you know, the tables, everything. The interesting part about this is that there are some pages in here that have whiteout on them. But
where they would
have whiteout, whiteout, and then there's someone's handwriting in there, and stuff. And I mean, the artwork was great. I mean, this is 1975, 76, and I mean, the artwork was awesome. You could tell that this was going to be a good fight. The only problem is that the Arduin Grimoires kind of had a goofy edge to it of oh, well, we've got life, you know, we don't have healing potions, we've got life savers, and they were literally life savers. Well, the problem was that the people who make life savers didn't want their life savers in, so
I remember
they got a lot of
that. That's what's sad.
What did you say?
I said I remember that.
Yeah. Let me see where. I guess this is one of the earlier editions that doesn't have all of the stuff in it. Although, yeah, there's not any whiteout in this. This may be one of the first editions. So, but this was Dave Hardgrave made these. This one's a little beat up. The cover's been worn out and stuff like that. But considering I think it's like one of maybe, I could say a dozen in the United States anymore, because everybody just, when Dungeons and Dragons came out and thoroughly beat Arduin Grimoires, everybody just threw theirs away. You know, I mean, you can get reprints easily by just Googling it, but you're not going to get anything fantastic.
Yeah.
You know. So, unfortunately, I discovered that if I want to make my Nigma's nostalgic nut last for very much longer, I have to parse things out. So I only have 3 items this time.
I have updated the checklist. We have segments that can be used when we want them at the bottom. Since out of the past 4 TikToks that we've done, or TikTok lives, we've had effectively a game time that took up like 40 to 60 minutes.
I'm good, Chris. Chrissy Hopper. I'm doing good. TikTok game time. More games that TikTok and Twitch can join in on. I kind of like that.
Like when we were replacing one word out of any media with mimic.
Yes, that was...
Hey. That went on for well over 40 minutes.
That went on for a full hour.
Yeah. It lasted a minute.
It took my founder badge away.
What?
On TikTok. Or not on TikTok, on Twitch. It took my...
You still got your
Sunday.
founder badge.
For a sneaky...
Oh, I do?
Sneaky... Are one of y'all running a game on Sunday?
Oh, there it is, okay.
Like I have my #1 gift leader badge.
Yeah.
It won't be me running a sneak game on session on Sunday. Oh, it's Enigma. Enigma, are you running a sneak game on Sunday?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you got 3 skulls now. Someone else died?
Wait a second.
Maybe.
That's Chrissy from our...
Oh, is that Chrissy from... Oh.
For them it is Sunday. Because they're 12 hours ahead of us.
Saturday.
For us, it's Saturday
our
night.
Saturday
Chrissy.
game.
Sorry.
Yeah, after we get through the first run, we may end up making it a stream. We don't know yet. But we're going to do a few tests of it.
Yeah.
So far,
Tommy just finished writing it last week.
Yeah.
Week before last.
We've only gotten into... We've seen 4 maps and 3, and out of those 4 maps, 3 of them were rooms.
Yep.
A hallway and 2 other rooms.
They have seen 1/10 of the maps that are available. Less than 1/10 of the maps that are available.
Yeah, that's a... Hopefully,
But
I will be
but
more
we,
work, but I can't guarantee anything.
when I ended up writing it, it is modular. So some of the rooms may exist, some of them may not. Some of the external buildings may exist, some of them may not. Some of them may have been burned down, for all you know.
Some of them may have not.
Yes.
Well, we know there's smoke rising from one of the buildings all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm guessing that was... Yeah, was it the smokehouse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
That is the one that the guy had told you is the smokehouse. And
Yes, we got people in Discord too.
left.
I think there's more people in Discord than there are on TikTok right now.
There are.
Also the plane shifting buildings.
But yeah, if anybody wants to actually toss me an idea, I can actually start working on something.
Yeah. So
Idea for what?
we're challenging. We're going to challenge Tormy to make a class before we finish the TikTok the live tonight.
Just the class. You don't have to finish the subclasses during TikTok.
Just give me a subclass for one of the existing
We'll
classes.
give you one
or-
So one class and one sub and a subclass and one subclass to go with it. That's where we'll.
Okay. So basically, if I said fighter, then I'd say subclass ranger, right?
Wow, that's.
There you go. We want a fighter that uses a ranger subclass.
Not a ranger that uses an archery subclass.
Maybe an archer that actually is worth anything.
Right.
I mean, I did the arcane archer, but I can do an actual archer off of ranger for you. Sure.
Look at. Okay, so I'm not an archer. I'm a crossbowman. There's a huge difference, people.
Yeah.
Marksman, whatever.
No. In one of the Dragon magazines that I have, it actually has the original rules for Ranger Archer, and these things at level 20 would be brutal. I mean, basically, you could fire off an arrow from every level that you are in a turn. So basically, you're talking about a guy who's basically a machine gunner with a freaking bow. It's like, okay, we get just the sheer number of arrows that are coming at us, you know.
Build an archer based off ranger.
Yeah, that sounds too easy.
Oh, okay.
That's the first one.
Build an archer based off of rogue.
That'd be a scout, probably.
I haven't done that for this channel, but I've done that before.
Archer based off a rogue is really good with Young T because they have the camouflaging ability.
Well, let's base an archer off of a paladin.
Oh.
A what?
A paladin.
A what was paladin?
An archer.
Archer based off of
Archer paladin. Yeah.
I mean,
Let's make it hard for him.
The first level ability would have to be that their smites can be used with a bow.
Oh.
Someone on TikTok says Ranger Necromancer.
Okay, that's just no.
Smite you from a distance.
So first thing I'm going to do is the rogue archer, and then if I finish that beforehand, I will work on the archer necromancer. Hold on, before I actually get started on that, I need to go down the side.
A ranger necromancer. Yeah, this is the guy who runs through the forest with a bunch of small and large animals following him. They're all skeletons because he raises them when he finds them.
Yeah.
Frightening.
That's definitely a ranger that uses every part of his kill.
Yep,
Definitely.
We don't let anything go to waste.
But just to have a horde of undead animals, an army of undead squirrels.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's the
There
one.
we were, minding our own business, robbing some poor couple that was on the thing. Your kobolds, your orcs, you do that. Yeah, and then all of a sudden we hear da-da-da, and we look over, and there's this army of like 1,000 undead squirrels coming at us. We've crapped our pants and ran. We're not sitting around for that kind of stuff.
A swarm of undead squirrels.
hey, don't knock squirrels, man. Squirrel
Who am I
girl.
giving? I'm giving credit to Chrissy Hooper.
Raised dead with cast. Raised dead cast with arrows.
Krinko was the Ranger Necromancer.
Yeah.
KR3 and K0. But I do think the subclass should be the Squirrel Army.
The ranger is going to literally be called the necrotic huntsman.
The necrotic huntsman.
That's perfect.
Okay.
Or even, I mean,
I like
hey,
this idea.
think about a ranger that has a pack of undead dire wolves.
A pack of undead direwolves, yeah, that's frightening. 1,000 squirrels, that's downright terrifying. The guy with the direwolves is sitting there going, no. His undead direwolves are like, no. I'll chase a squirrel. I'll chase 2 squirrels. Maybe even 3 squirrels if I'm feeling brave. 1,000, you can kiss my furry old butt.
Okay, I just have to have 3 or 4 ideas for the archer, which is not that difficult actually.
He's almost done.
I mean,
So,
I liked running a rogue with a bow for the sneak attack from range.
so did y'all see that? I know some of y'all saw it. That Dragon and the Thief board that
Yes.
Freeze did.
That was awesome.
That was absolutely amazing. I was impressed. I hope he doesn't get in trouble for artwork.
No, he actually emailed the company that put it out
Oh, okay.
and requested permission.
Awesome.
He ain't no dummy.
Because I've been sitting, I've thought about different ways of building that type of board up that I could put out there, but I didn't want to violate anybody else's property rights. Because there's not a lot of games that are good little bar games like that. I mean,
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
most of the medieval games that I've looked into have dealt with dice, or they've been some version of Nafatal or checkers or chess or something along those lines. And then just betting on random things. But yeah, that one's based on the Pig and the Farmer. It's a really interesting little game.
I mean, it was definitely interesting. Even though I didn't actually play it, everybody else in my party played it.
Yeah, it was. I like that game. It's we ended up. I brought it. I drew up a board for my home game one night, and it was supposed to be just like here. Yo, here's a couple of games, and we ended up playing that one for almost the entire game session. And then it got to where people were using their sleight of hand, just like Freeze did. He used a specific set of dice, but they were like using sleight of hand to change the dice rolls and things like that, and trying to bluff on how much money they'd actually put in there using sleight of hand. It was a fun thing.
Yeah, we didn't get that far into it before we ended up in a brawl.
Yeah, that's going to be a interesting outcome. I got to find that other module now. Because it's got a set of rules I need to borrow. Tavern games. Yeah. It was based on. It's called Gluckhaus. Is what the pig and the pig and the farmer is based on. Or what that game is based on. No, that's not. Unfortunately, when you type in medieval tavern games, you get stuff like video games based. Like, play this Skyrim game. No, I don't want those.
Used to have a tavern set up at the SCA, and there used to be this guy who would bring in these 2 blocks of wood and a rope, and he'd set 2 blocks of wood down. It's called hunker housing. Basically, tug of war, except you have a lot of extra rope. So you wear gloves, and you stand on the block, and you could take rope from him, or when he goes to take rope from you, you just let go of rope and hope he falls over back. Or you could give it a tug and watch him come forward. Oh, this guy was an expert at it. Oh my God. I had to have a dexterity of like 18 on the thing. Because he sat there one time and he said, who out of all of you thinks you're the best? And, a couple people pointed it at, some other guy, and he sits there and goes, okay, he comes up and he goes, oh, this guy, I played this before. He's not a big deal. As a matter of fact, he takes and he puts his foot sideways on the block of wood, lifts his other foot up, and he says, let's do this. And the guy's like, are you serious? Yeah. 20 seconds later, the guy's off of a block of wood, and the guy who's got his foot sideways, who owns the set's just sitting there going, you realize I can take this home and practice, right? We're all like, yes, we understand that now.
Yeah, I think there needs to be more medieval games in D&D.
Yeah. Well, I can put out feelers and talk to some of the people I know in SCA. See if they can come up with anything. You're gonna get a lot of card games, a lot of dice games.
Yeah.
Because those were very portable. You're not going to get much in the way of board games because carrying the board around was kind of hard. Chess, checkers.
Drinking games.
Oh yeah. Well, drinking games, yeah.
I said Olden Tavern. So, yeah, drinking games.
Yeah.
Every
time the drunk guy at the end of the bar falls off his stool, we all take a drink. Okay. That's a drinking game. Gonna get everybody really messed up real quick, but that's a drinking game.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try to come up with one. Something that of course uses dice, but it's just because all the games have been done. been building a medieval homebrew world. That's good. There's a lot of mine's not quite medieval anymore, but it's definitely homebrewed.
It's constantly being built.
Yeah. Faster than I can.
Multiple DMs now.
Faster than I can keep up with it. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna run this weekend.
When you guys play, do you like alternate DMs and stuff?
And the RP, no. Well, kind of, maybe.
Thursdays we do. We alternate between Skittish and Angel.
And this week is the approved player game on Thursday, so Lee will be running that one.
And the approved player game does not take place in Oxoran or Hasek. It has nothing to do with the Order of the Scale. It takes place in a whole nother... It takes place in one of the northern cities on the northern side of the continent.
And the Black Door is in a different city on the southern side of the continent.
That way there's not a lot of direct interactions. And it makes it easier for me to go to remember things. Where the actions of these players aren't going to necessarily interfere with the actions of these players. Well, actually, so far, I hadn't been that bad with Oxoran and Hasek, because they're all part of this. Everyone's part of the same organization, for the most part.
Yeah,
We're waiting for you, Chrissy.
The captain and the commander may have to have a conversation about that later. Just saying.
All right.
Which reminds me, where does one find like a map to the lands and other important information?
There should be.
Order of the Scale out of character channel and the pins.
We don't have the maps pinned. We did not do that. If I had the ability, I would have pinned them when they came up, but...
They're in a different channel that not everybody has access to. Hang on.
I thought I had pinned the map.
In the DM channel.
Oh, hold on. I thought I had pinned it in the... No, I didn't. Alright. The one that's in the DM channel, let me see. Is that the latest, most up-to-date one? Yep, that's the latest, most up-to-date one. I haven't worked on it since then. So I can actually... Are you going to pin it in there?
I can't.
I've got it saved to my computer. We'll just... For a split second, you'll have to deal with the lag.
I don't mind lag over the computer. It's when you lag in real life.
I do that a lot as well.
Serious problem.
Okay, Archer's done.
But which Archer? Is it a product Archer?
No, Archer off of Rogue.
Ah.
Because I said we didn't have one
The
first.
army of squirrels.
So the latest map is now pinned in the out of Order of the Scale, out of character.
I see it. Thanks. Because I think my character is like running around talking. Sometimes they get in trouble because they're not sure exactly what's going on. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from this farm. And it's like, I kind of want to know where the area is so I can actually physically go and say, this is where the farm is for my character is for down the future for stuff. So,
all right, that's the city map.
I'm fixing to post the region map.
Okay.
I do like that we have labels on there on the locations now.
Yeah, the problem is that's such a big area, and I had to zoom in so close, I started losing resolution.
Yeah, I can see why. I do like that. It puts a lot more of our. It'll help put a lot more of our RP into perspective.
And then Serb just posted the majority of the country.
And there's the Artilla map, but I don't know. I don't remember where we posted that.
Where the map's at?
Out of character.
Go out of character channel.
Oh, okay.
And you also have access to them in the DM section.
Yeah, I've got those two maps already.
I might have to pull up a. What's the average viewers I get here? Most of the time I get anywhere between 3 and 20. I haven't been posting TikToks saying, hey, come check me out live lately. So it's been like 4 or 5. When I post that, hey, I'm going to be live, I usually get a lot more. I just don't have time to post it. I'm running out of time to do things.
So yeah, I already closed it.
Alright, let me get the...
I said Ranger, that's Rogue.